This lion survived 15 years in the African wilderness. He defeated 3 rivals in a single day, and vanished in silence. This is the true story of Lolparpit, the king who never needed a crown. The life of Lolparpit, a lion who survived 15 years in the wild, an almost impossible feat as reported by local guides and documented by explorers in the region. Here you'll understand how a coalition of 5 brothers changed the course of an entire territory, how Lolparpit defeated 3 opponents in a single battle, and what made him a legend among predators. If you admire true stories of leadership, resilience, and redemption, this journey will leave a mark on you. In the vastness of the Masai Mara Reserve, a lion with a unique appearance emerged as an iconic figure among Africa's great cats. Known as Lion Lolparpit, or simply leopard due to his darker coat and mane that extended to his shoulders, he was born in 2005. From an early age, he displayed traits of leadership and strategy, attributes rare even among the most experienced predators of the savanna. He was the most distinctive among the 5 brothers who formed a remarkable coalition, united by a single purpose to conquer and dominate. Lolparpit's childhood was marked by constant challenges but also by deep bonds of brotherhood. This 5-member coalition is in fact a rarity in the animal kingdom, being one of the most effective groups ever documented in terms of territorial conquest, as noted by the Mara Predator Conservation Program database. In no time the young warrior began his own journey across the savanna, patrolling the edges of their territory and analyzing the weaknesses of rival lions. At that time his mane was still intact, a symbol not just of youth but of resilience and intelligence in avoiding unnecessary fights. As he grew, his imposing presence and steady gaze became unmistakable among the Masai Mara prides. The formation of this coalition was the first step toward something greater, a chapter of battles and conquests that would forever etch his name among the great kings of the African savanna. But despite the powerful union among brothers, Lolparpit's journey was still far from reaching its peak. Alliances between males are rare, but when they happen, empires are born. And the Notch Boys were the greatest of them all, becoming revolutionary forces. Together, they would become known as the Notch Boys, a reference to their father, the legendary lion Notch, also called Nikita. According to records from the Mara Predator Conservation Program, Notch was one of the greatest territorial leaders in recent history. The Notch Boys coalition quickly gained notoriety for its size and efficiency. They acted like a well-trained military unit, with coordinated strategies to conquer females and expel rivals. The Notch Boys didn't just dominate areas, they transformed social ecosystems. During their peak strength, it's estimated they controlled more than 6 prides and sired around 100 cubs, as mentioned by the specialized portal Africa Geographic. Lolparpit, with his dark mane and calm demeanor, was seen as the most charismatic among them, although he never sought the spotlight. Even with so much power, the Notch Boys maintained a hierarchy based on mutual respect, and Lolparpit was the symbol of this wild diplomacy. While other solitary males were defeated within months, this coalition reigned for nearly a decade, an almost unprecedented achievement among wild lions. Lolparpit's name began to be whispered among guides and photographers as that of an unusual king, wiser than fierce. In the golden vastness of the African savanna, where the wind carries the remnants of ancient stories, the Notch Boys established not just territory, but an empire. Their strength and cohesion enabled a feat rarely documented among wild lions: simultaneous dominance over multiple groups of females in different areas, a behavior known as multi-pride takeover. At the height of their power, it's estimated that Lolparpit and his brothers controlled between 6 and 7 distinct prides, extending their influence over more than 100 square kilometers. As cited in records from National Geographic's Big Cat initiative, this scale of dominance is exceptional even for lions in highly competitive regions like the Masai Mara. Lolparpit, though never the most aggressive, was one of the most present during moments of conflict. As highlighted by the specialized blog Mara Triangle, he seemed to avoid unnecessary fights, but when battle was inevitable, he showed precise and devastating strength. The coalition's success triggered a true baby boom in the region. This population explosion had a direct impact on the structure of the food chain, temporarily altering the behavior of hyenas, buffalo, and even cheetahs, as observed by biologists from the University of Minnesota's Lion Center. But even among so many feats, Lolparpit stood out for the way he observed everything around him, as if he already sensed that in the savannah all glory is borrowed, and one day it will be challenged. In the wild, every throne comes with a price. Like every empire in the savannah, theirs wouldn't last forever. Time, relentless like a nocturnal predator, began to wear down the coalition. As the years passed, the first signs of fatigue appeared. A lion's body can endure only so many fights. The absence of Notch Worst, the patriarch, already left a void among the brothers. One by one, the original members began to disappear, victims of territorial clashes, severe injuries, or simply the weight of age. Lolparpit, however, endured. He was no longer a conqueror. As reported by the Mara Predator Conservation Program, he remained active until his final days, protecting the cubs that still played under his shadow. Many of them, likely his grandchildren. But the end didn't come with roars. It came in silence. One day, Lolparpit simply stopped being seen. Local guides reported that his body was found near a dry creek, with no signs of serious injuries. It was as if he had chosen that place, remote, peaceful, for his final rest. The legacy, however, didn't fade. Of the cubs born under his protection, many grew up, formed new coalitions, and spread the blood of the Notch throughout the region. As observed in genetic data collected by the Lion Guardians, the Notch lineage remains alive, influential, shaping the social landscape of lions in southern Kenya and northern Tanzania. In the end, Lolparpit reminds us of something profound. In nature, empires are fleeting, but the legacy of those who protect survives. And among the winds of the savannah, his name still echoes. Time passes, but some names remain etched in the wild lands like eternal footprints in the dry savannah clay. The Notch Boys were not just a coalition of lions, they were a natural phenomenon, an anomaly of power, strategy, and brotherly unity rarely seen at this level among Africa's big cats. As reported in several expeditions recorded by the Big Cat Initiative, coalitions with more than 3 members are extremely rare, and even fewer maintain cohesion for so many years. In the case of the Notch, it was nearly 10 years of uninterrupted dominance. During that period, they changed boundaries, dictated the genetic flow of local populations, and, as pointed out by the Masai Mara Wildlife Trust, directly influenced the region's ecological balance, keeping rival predators in check. But what makes their story even more powerful isn't just the dominance, it's the mystery. Much of what we know comes from scattered observations, reports from local guides, documentarians, and researchers who crossed their path. As conservationist Jonathan Scott said in a statement to BBC Earth, "The Notch were like ghosts with claws. We knew they were there, we felt their presence, but we never controlled them. They controlled the narrative." Today, the descendants of the Notch roam vast areas of Kenya and Tanzania. Some have formed new coalitions, others reign alone. Some say certain lions still carry the scars and posture of Lolparpit. Maybe it's true, or maybe it's just the savannah whispering memories. Because in the end, that's the essence of every great story in nature. It doesn't die, it transforms into myth, into a distant roar at dawn, into golden eyes glowing beyond the horizon. Today, Lolparpit lives on in the memories of those who crossed his path. Guides, photographers, explorers, and locals. He became more than a lion. He became a symbol of resilience, intelligence, and dignity, even in the face of physical decline. His story is a reminder that nature doesn't celebrate the cruelest but the wisest, and that sometimes the quietest kings are the ones who leave the deepest echoes. And for you, what truly makes a lion a real king? Is it the battles won? His brutality? Or is there something beyond strength, something that endures even in silence? Share your thoughts in the comments. Like, subscribe, and join us as we continue exploring wild narratives, where every roar has meaning, and every silence holds a story waiting to be told. Because in the savannah, as in life, legacy is what remains even after the last sound fades away.